Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Assassin's Creed Black Flag on the Mysterious JG, and didn't take long. Actually, it would have been less than a full video, probably. Well, maybe about a video's worth of time for you to see everything that I just decided to do off screen. Because it's kind of, it's a tough start, but once you get a couple of the upgrades, it gets a lot easier to, fight and get upgrades. And in fact, I accidentally sank a slave ship while engaging a fleet. It's very easy to do. They're very fragile, and I feel a little bad about that. But it's not on screen, so it didn't happen. But I guess it did happen because I also got, along the way, the last upgrades for the Experto Crede. So it's good to go. The hunters that come after you are fairly weak. I think there might be high-grade hunters that come after you at really high difficulty. Or, when you got like 3 or 4 wanted stars. But they're a good way to get like 50-ish metal per shot, and then basically once I had fully upgraded mortars, that's what's doing most of the damage anyway. Getting the fully upgraded deck guns was kind of secondary, and I had enough firepower to sink man of wars. Honestly, the biggest thing that you missed was I finally, and people have mentioned well, not firecrackers, but people have mentioned smoke bombs. I haven't been using the rope dart. The thing I finally realize is that there are a handful of places. Some of the smaller ships, it's actually harder. On the big ship, there are places you can get to where the enemy sword fighters won't sheath their weapons to climb up after you. They'll keep their weapons sheathed and just kind of be watching you and not getting at you. And you just get to spots where you can take them out. I got a little better with the deck gun, but more importantly, I just got to where I would get on deck, find someplace they couldn't reach me, and just blunderbuss them. And that really made the big fights on like man of wars and frigates a lot easier. Anyway, off screen, so I've done all that. Oh, well, I think maybe there's only 2 blunderbuss upgrades, and I just found 1, and that's why I'm at 50. But I'm apparently missing little upgrades, even though I got 91% total sync. I don't know if that's the game, or if it was just the most recent missions somehow. The only upgrade we don't have is the resistance upgrade special reward, and I probably a slave ship away from getting that. And again, I'm pretty sure that's cosmetic, but it might be a Whoppet. What did I get from that chest? Because, oh yeah, and also I found Isle du Fay, which I don't remember this having shown up on the map before. But I saw it and it was like, oh, that's weird. It looks like we haven't explored it at all. So now we have. Huzzah. That slave ship is going to get away. I could let another one spawn. Cumberland Bay, we missed something, which is why I guess it's not. Like, I don't even know if that place will count as a. This place sort of disappeared at one point. I don't know. I don't get how the map works in this game all the time. Delicious crabs. I don't know if it'll take longer to yeah, it did not take longer to return. Fast travel wasn't that short. So let's see. If a slave ship has popped up nearby, we could go after it. Otherwise, 30 slaves. I think a slave ship is going to be the best way. I don't think we can get over there in time. But 90 slaves, I mean, that's going to be the way that we... probably going to be the best way to get that final reward. And it seems like the simplest... So if I don't get all the different rewards, like I somehow miss... I believe we got the game's best machete. If there's some other machete I didn't get along the way, I wouldn't be using it anyway. And the blunderbuss I'm using is kind of the one that seems like, yeah, widest spread. That's what I think is probably most useful. So I ended up missing a few chests here, but the chests here have all just been gold. Nothing really that exciting. I know it sounds harsh, but 2 slaves. It's only a video game. I'm not actually reducing human suffering. And from a purely video game economy point of view, it's not worth the time investment anymore. 1 slave ship will get me to the max Otherwise, everything else is just a distractor from, like, actually, you know, I don't know if we're talking about a revolution or just arming the Maroons with top secret Templar data. But the real way to actually help these people is grander scale. So let's go to the Dom Rose, or whatever this place is actually called. The Dahmer Rose, the Jeffrey Dahmer Rose. It's kind of a weird place. I'm just checking to make sure I'm recording because I had a sudden paranoia about that, and I am recording, so that's a good. Oh, well, I knew there was a mission coming eventually where the mission itself would be a slave ship mission. I think this is it.
I beg you to reconsider.
Special orders. But there's sometimes confident the governor.
No, it is as I feared. With all the slaves you have freed.
Yeah, you have to rescue enough slaves to trigger this.
It is not so simple. Curfews are strict. Punishments are harsher and more frequent. You help the ones you freed, but at what cost to the ones you can't?
Well,
Small price for independence. The sooner August.
now I'm feeling. Oh, I didn't mean to skip this. Oh, I guess I didn't skip it. Now I feel bad about what I said with well, the economy. It's not they're freeing those 2 slaves there, because now I'm literally getting a speech about how the ones I haven't freed are in even worse trouble.
Revolution comes. The sooner all slaves will live in peace as free people.
That was the point I was making.
Lafayette threatens retaliation.
And he is behind this.
No, Adwale.
Not another word. I don't want to hear it.
You're like an Oreo cookie, black on the outside, white on the inside. I don't think that's a real thing. I've heard the phrase egg, white on the outside, yellow on the inside. Which, I mean, that's insidious, but in a way that's like, wow, that's like so stupid. It's kind of amusingly stupid. Will be yellow on the outside, white on the inside. There's got to be something. There must be some kind of food that can be racist in the specific way that I'm thinking about right now. Surely. Okay, well, it looks like it hasn't popped up yet, but...
Did you cross many slave ships? More than a few. But when I sailed with Kenway,
I don't remember that.
plunder was the only prize. Plunder or
Yeah, they didn't have slave ships. At least they weren't called out as being a special thing.
It is wise for a quartermaster to keep his wishes to himself, if he also wishes to remain as quartermaster. But yes, the thought did cross my mind. When the assassins offered me the opportunity...
Kenway might have helped you out. He seems like a decent
I
guy.
left the plundering behind.
But slave ships also?
No, for I am still an assassin, and I have found them again. I would not trade my years as a pirate for anything.
You enjoyed your freedom.
Piracy's
They
fun, dude.
honored me for the work we do today. And when I am done, you will also have pirates to thank for your trade.
Yes, Captain.
Now, keep your wishes to yourself if you want to remain quartermaster. That seems a little hard on Kenway. I think he might have helped out. Champion, level 60 man of war. Hopefully they will not get drawn into this fight, because they would be a pain in the ass. So I don't remember if this is going to be harder or easier than any other slave ship mission. But yeah, you have to rescue a certain number of slaves before they'll even populate this one, I guess. And it seems a little hard on Kenway because, you know, I feel a little attachment to Kenway because we actually were playing as him. The game never introduces the idea of rescuing slave ships. It is not part of the game. You can't encounter slave ships. Does it make sense that there would have been slave ships around when Adewale was sailing with Kenway? Yes. The idea that Kenway just never got involved in that, does that make sense? Sure. But I mean, it's not like there was really points where Kenway made a conscious decision. He was slave trade, schmave trade. Let's plunder. We got to find the secret lightning, or the secret lighthouse, or whatever the hell the plot of the vanilla game. This game had a weird plot. Okay, so I'm going to want to creep in because I want to do as much damage at mortar range as possible before we start pulling them in to attack us.
Hold down! Hold down! Down to men, sailor! Loose man sails! More sail!
The more damage we do before they close and they have the numbers, the better.
Bring it all in, sailor!
And it's hard for me to tell if I'm just out of range or if there's
Let's move! Shorten our sail!
closer than we realized, but I think I'm just out of range. I mean, that looks damn close.
Damning thing! Straight to the deep! Ready to fire! No!
That must have hit. That didn't miss. We just totally sank it.
Fire! Not but pride! Unfurl men!
Might be just as well, because I think I got dangerously close to hitting the slave ship there.
Get them aloft! Douse all sail! Fire!
Well, if I can draw them one at a time, that's actually for the best. Because this is a weird, like, this is a plot fleet. They're not actually progressing forward. Is that both of the... Oh, this is some plot events. Somebody else is attacking.
No! They'll sink the ship!
Oh! This must be... Okay, this is plot stuff. They're sinking the slave ship.
If we don't act fast, Captain!
To make sure we can't free them, which is pretty fucked up.
Their cannon! Ready to burst, Captain! Fire! I think we must act fast!
I agree, so I took him out.
Hold down! Captain, I worry. If we do not respond fast, it will be too late. Let out some sail!
I'm doing what I can, man. They're
Ease off the wind!
not trying to make it easy on us. So this is where the game kind of stops fucking around. Not in terms of difficulty, but just in terms of... Thought this was fun, did you? Because we're not doing a regular old, like, fight guys mission.
Captain Ade, I think we must act fast.
Yeah.
Return to the ship and prepare to receive survivors.
You guys just hang out. I'll fix everything. Okay, well... I think I might have failed this section a few times because I'm not at all clear on what we're supposed to do. Oh, okay. There they are. And this is the game. It's like, just in case you didn't get that this is fucked up, what's going on, we're going to make it pretty clear for you here that wasn't a good scene. I'm trying to interact. How do I interact? How do I help this guy? Oh, he's a sailor. He's... Okay. Or maybe not. I don't know. I guess this is more about cinematics than anything else at this point. You make me feel... This scene makes me feel shittier about our history as people. And Captain Kenway particularly. Because like the implication was he should... Oh. Well, hold on. Let me try again. Jeez. Oh, thanks for telling me. I was going to hang out here. So you just... Infinite retries. This is like the ultimate in the illusion of gameplay and control. But I I mean, it's supposed to be a storytelling moment. I almost prefer that you just walking simulate your way towards the next plot place instead of get like a really simple, unfailable QuickTime event, you know? And then QuickTime events you can fail. Can be pretty frustrating here too, but particularly if they're not repeatable. Final Fantasy X-2, they almost never mattered. They gave you cosmetic rewards, but failing a QuickTime event at the end of a boss fight and then, yeah, whatever. Why not X-2, 13-2, but either way. This is, I remembered this scene. And though I'm not really being that serious about it. Like, I remember this scene being really affecting, and even thinking about this when trying to decide whether I wanted to play this on the internet, because it's pretty freaking dark. This part is failable, I think. So far, we've rescued like 2 slaves, I think. And the camera's not really being my friend at this point. Because I'm not sure. Is there a corner I can turn here? I don't know how to get towards. Okay. Here we go. And again, the camera not helping me here. We rescued like 3 slaves off of that ship, so not perfect and ideal. What am I trying to climb on? There's got to be something I'm supposed to jump up on, right? Yeah, what am I supposed to be interacting with here, game? You're not giving me any clues. You're just giving me, like, human misery in your video game. Swimming back and forth in a small enclosed space. I'm pressing and holding the R trigger, which usually like has you automatically grappling and jumping on stuff. Okay. Luckily, so far, these things always burst open right after you've cleared them. Like, again, it's more cinematic than gameplay. They're not giving us a lot of opportunities to rescue a lot of people either. Okay, apparently there is a time limit. Yeah, it's just, okay, game. I guess there's eagle vision I'm supposed to be using to find the next foothold. It's been a long time. Kind of forgot about the importance of eagle vision. Can you use eagle vision while you're swimming? I don't know. Never mind, it doesn't work that way anyway. I'm confusing it with Ruby Vision. Eagle vision in this game marks targets. Ruby Vision allowed you to actually see what the next, because they had a similar mechanic where there was like stuff that you could interact with and stuff you couldn't, and not really a whole lot of clues as to which was which. But Ruby Vision was specifically like, okay, here's the next thing you jump on. It's gonna flash. You failed to escape the slave ship. You failed to defend the base. You failed to be properly affected by our incredibly intense and emotional cinematic. Yeah, we rescued like 3 people off that. That was kind of rough. I don't know what our actual reward in-game will be, but I only remember rescuing about 3 people in QuickTime events. But that's pretty bad, and that was the kind of shit that they would do. Like, if somebody was coming to rescue a slave ship, the escorts would sink it. Not that crazy. And we've already encountered the mechanic, which seems pretty realism-based, if somebody is trying to rescue slaves off a plantation, you just start killing all the slaves on the plantation. There was some pretty nasty stuff that was done, you know, in defense of slavery, which is obviously pretty nasty on its own. It's just not... Video games are... I don't know if video games are the right medium, but I personally think it's important to remember this stuff in some way.
I thought I understood his indifference. I did not anticipate the extent of his heartlessness.
I thought she was about to... I'm surprised. I thought she was about to say that the governor was actually trying to, in his own misguided way, protect against this. But I guess he's like fully committed and is the one ordering this. And I think I might know who the final person we're going to kill is at the end of this DLC.
You tried to warn me. We are all guilty. The governor will pay with his own life. My creed demands that I see to it.
C'est la main. C'est raté. Revenge is called comfort.
I thought that whole thing was French. He was going to say it all in French. I was kind of hoping
His death
our
must
character
give
speaks
a
French.
generation of warriors hope. They must not abandon the goal of independence.
And the death of these souls? Some very new life.
We will always mourn them.
You could liberate 15 slaves? Wow. Okay, I really didn't do that right then. I guess the early part of that when I wasn't like... okay, I really didn't do that right then. I don't know how many I did get. Because I remembered getting 3. Well, I guess that's all we're getting. Whew, okay, yeah. Really made a mess of that. I only got like 3 or 4. I thought I got all the ones that was possible. It's pretty clear I did not understand how that one worked. We already cleared out this place. I think there was like 1... Yeah, we got the secret. There's like a treasure chest left that I decided I didn't care about. Alright, well I'm feeling pretty rotten about that. That did not go according to plan. There's a secret at the Maroon Hideout we never got. Let's see where there's still secrets. None of the places marked in gold will have secrets, of course. Wildlife in this game is just kind of utterly pointless. That place just has regular old collectibles. So yeah, I think of the things that we never got for Adewale, I think there's a blunderbuss and a machete upgrade missing. I think the blunderbuss is just there's 2 and it makes you go like it's like the pouches. You get 1, you get 50. You get a second one, you're at 100. I think one of the upgrades, the secret upgrade, might be a thing that we get for rescuing more slaves. But man, I feel bad about that. There was a whole bunch of guys that you were supposed to be able to... I was having a hard time telling who you could and couldn't interact with. So I did that very wrong. One more slave ship would put us over the top. As a matter of fact, I could even just do 2... but there's no slave ships around right now. I could even just do 2...
Get the mainsails into the wind! Reef the topsails and gallants!
The bands! All down and clew up!
Fire!
I could just do 2...
Loose the men!
2 more plantation runs, but that would actually take more time. I'm leaving behind some loot because it's going to be a pain in the ass to get to. And there's really nothing I need from shipborne loot anymore. Metal is the most precious commodity that you could occasionally get. There's no point going after anything at sea. Like, I've powered up the ship. We easily won the naval battle, but there's no point in going after anything except slave ships now. And I think my marker is left over from... Yeah, before I got that treasure, Isle du Fay. Yeah, 2 plantations would actually get us to being done. Maybe I'll just do 2. Well, I kept saying I'm done with plantation runs. I've said that a bunch of times. What I really need is another slave ship to show up. I spent effort getting the ship all powered up, anticipating that mission was going to be a bear. And although I did a terrible job of it, it wasn't the naval combat part. It was the actual rescuing slaves in the ship game. Now I'm just angry. I want to sink some ships, but there's no in-game reason to do so. This is a tiny little world compared to the main Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag world. Yeah, I'm sorry if you feel like we cut you off, man. Well, what I might just do is call it a video and just sail around until we find a slave ship and then start recording. Because I'd like to get that. We're close enough now. I'd like to just go ahead and get that last reward, and then finish the plot. Because I think we're pretty close. I remember the game being almost over when that really heart-wrenching slave ship sequence took place in the story. I'm Mysterious JG. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll come back next time. I will try to make up for really not having done that mission properly at all. But I think we're pretty close to having the revolution in Haiti many years before it actually historically happened. See you then.